धीमहि यो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नमः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवीये। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। 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 ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवीये। 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 ॐ नमो भगवते रामकृष्णाय। ॐ नमो भगवती शारदा देवीये। ॐ श्रीराम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
नटराजा तव शिखमणिये।
नटराजा तव शिखमणिये।
नटराजा तव शिखमणिये।
नटराजा तव शिखमणिये।
शिवराजा आर्मुगं तण्डये।
शिवराजा आर्मुगं तण्डये।
शिवराजा आर्मुगं तण्डये।
शिवराजा आर्मुगं तण्डये।
नटराजा तव शिखमणिये।
नटराजा शिवराजाभिषेकमणिये
शिवराजा आर्मुगं तण्डये
शिवराजा आर्मुगं तनये
ये रे पंगालने कनगा सवेदने ये रे पंगालने कनगा सवेदने तू किए पादने अंबल तरसे तू किए पादने अंबल तरसे मूवरिन मुडलवा परमेश्वने मूवरिन मुडलवा परमेश्वने तव शेखमणिये तव शेखमणिये ओम तव शेखमणिये ओम तव शेखमणिये नटराजा तव शेखमणिये शिवराजा आर्मुगं तण्डये ये रे पंगालने कनगा सवेदने ये रे पंगालने कनगा सवेदने तू किए पादने अंबल तरसे मूवरिन मुडलवा परमेश्वने तव शेखमणिये तव शेखमणिये ओम तव शेखमणिये ओम तव शेखमणिये नटराजा तव शेखमणिये
ओम श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
ओम चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
धूम मचाए ऐसी 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 धूम मचाए
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
आए आए है रघुराए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
आए आए है रघुराए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए
गंगा जी आए और जमुना जी आए
गंगा जी आए और जमुना जी
हम आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
त्रिवेणी संगम आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
भक्त जनों के घर पावन करिए।
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 आए आए है रघुराए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
आए आए है रघुराए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
चले हनुमान यहाँ आए श्री राम जी के धूम मचाए।
श्री राम जय जय राम।
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 ओम
श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता। नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता। हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी। हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी। मा श्वेतवसनी कमलासनी। मा श्वेतवसनी कमलासनी। भवभञ्जनी मनरञ्जनी। भवभञ्जनी मनरञ्जनी। अम्बा वागेश्वरी माता। अम्बा वागेश्वरी माता। नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता। नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता। हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी। हे विद्या ज्ञान प्रदायिनी। मा श्वेतवसनी कमलासनी। मा श्वेतवसनी कमलासनी। भवभञ्जनी मनरञ्जनी। भवभञ्जनी मनरञ्जनी अम्बा वागेश्वरी माता अम्बा वागेश्वरी माता नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता नमो शारदा नमो शारदा नमो शारदा माता नमो शारदा माता नमो शारदा माता नमो शारदा माता ॐ श्री राम कृष्ण भगवान की जय।
ॐ ऐं सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय श्रीरामकृष्णाय नमः। Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters, brothers, and loving children. Sometimes we wonder, we have been praying to God for so long. Does God listen to our prayers? Sri Ramakrishna assures us that God definitely listens every time we pray, for God knows even when the ant is crawling. God bestows His amazing blessings on us when we continue to chant His holy and powerful name without worrying about the results of the prayer. There is an amazing story about Aghor Mani Devi, a simple, uneducated lady who had great devotion to Lord Krishna. Her remarkable experiences are a splendid revelation that there is a subtle realm which is far beyond the grasp of the worldly minded. Aghor Mani was born in 1822 in Kolkata. Her extraordinary life illustrates the significance of one-pointed devotion to God. This saintly woman was married at the age of 9 and was blessed to be initiated by her husband's family guru, who gave her the Gopala mantra. By the grace of God, she became a widow at the age of 14 years, even before living at her husband's home. Aghor Mani Devi was now free. She lived in a tiny room located on one corner of a temple complex on the bank of the river Ganga. She hardly moved from that room except for a pilgrimage with her landlady. Sister Nivedita, the Western disciple of Swami Vivekananda, wrote, "Her little room was absolutely without any comforts. She stored only a handful of parched rice and sugar candy, but the place was spotlessly clean. She had an old copy of the Ramayana, her spectacles, and a bag containing her rosary. On these beads, Aghor Mani had become a saint. Hour after hour, day after day, for many years, she sat chanting the sweet name of God. Aghor Mani faced many financial difficulties. She wove sacred threads and sold them to support herself. Yet she maintained the strict routine of her daily spiritual practices. When she was very busy, she used her left hand to cook and her right hand to count on her beads. By the 1889s, the fame of the Master Sri Ramakrishna as a God-intoxicated saint had spread far and wide. Aghor Mani Devi wished to meet the Master. He had said that those who sincerely yearn for God will definitely come to him. One autumn afternoon in 1884, accompanied by her landlady, Aghor Mani went to Dakshineshwar. She was now about 62 years old, 14 years older than the Master. Through her severe austerities, Her mind was completely absorbed on Gopala or baby Krishna. Sri Ramakrishna welcomed them cordially and sang a few devotional songs. He recognized their purity and devotion. He later said, "They are as if they were floating on the current of the love of God. Their eyes are full of the intense love of God." He affectionately asked them to come again. Aghodmani felt a strong desire to visit the master again. A few days later, she went to Dakshineshwar with some stale sweets purchased from a wayside shop. With great hesitation, she offered the sweets to the master, who enjoyed them. He said lovingly, "You need not purchase sweets anymore. You can prepare sweetened coconut balls and vegetable curries for me." Aghodmani visited the master frequently. However, she was puzzled because this saintly man mostly talked to her about food and not spiritual matters. Sometimes she resolved not to go to him again, but she found herself automatically going in the direction of Dakshineshwar. Thus, during the next 3 to 4 months, she visited Sri Ramakrishna and always took some food. The master used to praise it, saying, "Oh, how deliciously it is cooked. It is, as it were, nectar itself." She always returned home full of joy in her heart, yearning for the next visit. One beautiful spring morning, Aghodmani had a divine experience. As usual, she had finished her chanting early in the morning. To her great astonishment, she saw Sri Ramakrishna sitting on her left side, smiling sweetly with his right hand clenched. She tried to touch him, but found that Sri Ramakrishna's form had disappeared, and in its place appeared the real Gopala. The child, about 10 months old, fixed his bewitching gaze on her. He then crawled to her as if begging for butter. She later related, "I was so surprised. I cried joyfully and said, 'I am a poor widow. Where shall I get butter for you, my child?' But Gopala would not listen. 'Give me something to eat,' he said again and again. With tears in her eyes, she brought some dry sweetened coconut balls for him. She said, "Gopala sat on my lap, snatched my rosary, jumped on my shoulders, and moved about in the room. I could not continue repeating my mantra. At dawn the next morning, still in divine ecstasy, I left for Dakshineshwar, carrying baby Gopala in my arms, his tiny rosy feet dangling gracefully." What a blissful experience she had. She realized that it was through the grace of Sri Ramakrishna that she had this enchanting experience, for he was none other than Gopala. She had been meditating on him for 30 years. Ecstatic and totally absorbed in the thought of Sri Ramakrishna, she arrived at his room crying frantically, "Gopala, Gopala." As soon as she arrived, she began to feed the master with the delicacies she had brought. The blessed Aghodmani, being in the realm of Gopala, began to dance in joy. Sri Ramakrishna touched her body and brought her back to normal consciousness. From now on, Sri Ramakrishna and the devotees lovingly called her Gopalerma, meaning Gopala's mother. She actually became the blessed mother of Gopala and enjoyed lasting bliss in the mystic communion with baby Krishna. For about 2 months, Gopalerma had unbroken communion with her Gopala. When her visions decreased, she complained to the master. He consoled her, saying that it is not possible for a person to sustain the body if the mind is tuned to the highest plane of superconsciousness. Gopalerma was transformed into a saint radiating bliss and joy. She continued to inspire people with her devotion, simplicity, and utter purity. Sri Ramakrishna used to praise Gopalerma for her devotion. Once, pointing to her, he said, "Ah, there is nothing inside this body but God. He fills it through and through." On another occasion, he commented, "During Sri Krishna's incarnation, she was the fruit seller of Vrindavan, and she would feed Gopala with the sweet fruits." One day, Gopalerma and Swami Vivekananda, then known as Naren, were present at Dakshineshwar at the same time. Gopalerma was uneducated, unsophisticated, simple, and a devout worshipper of God with form. Narendra, on the other hand, was a learned, sophisticated, intelligent, and a staunch believer in the formless aspect of God. As a member of the Brahmo Samaj, Naren looked down on the worship of God with form. Sri Ramakrishna had a tremendous sense of humor, so he engaged these two devotees with their opposing points of view in a discussion by requesting Gopalerma to relate her visions to Swamiji. She related all her visions in detail to Naren with overwhelming joy and tears. Devotion is contagious. Swamiji too, in spite of his manly exterior and faith in rationalism, could not control his tears. His heart was filled with love and religious fervor. The old lady now and then interrupted her story to say, "My son, you are learned and intelligent, and I am a poor, illiterate widow. I don't understand anything. Please tell me, are these visions true?" Swamiji assured her, "Yes, mother, whatever you have seen is true. One who has steadfast devotion to truth realizes the God of truth," said Sri Ramakrishna. When the master left his body in 1886, Gopalerma was grief-stricken and confined herself to her room, passing her days in meditation. In 1904, Gopalerma became seriously ill. Sister Nivedita, the disciple of Swamiji, charmed by her loving nature and spiritual experiences, took Gopalerma to her own residence and continued to serve her like a daughter. Gopalerma was brought to the bank of the Ganga in an unconscious state. Without a single want, she lay there, writes Sister Nivedita, as she had lived, the face full of the last sweetness and peace. On 8th of July 1906, this great saint and disciple of Sri Ramakrishna passed away peacefully at the age of 84. Gopalerma's life demonstrates that what the scriptures say is true even today. Simple modes like the natural love of a mother for a child can help us attain the highest. To the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, Gopalerma was the living example of the glory of the Master's life and teachings. So we see very clearly, dear sisters and brothers, that we must repeat God's name and not worry whether we are progressing or not. Have faith that the name of God is very powerful. The name of God can give us peace, can give us bliss, and can lead us to the ultimate realization. May our devotion to God increase by reading about these saintly lives. Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.
Anjaya vidmahe Vayuputraya dhimahi Tanno Hanuman prachodayat. Om Shri Hanumate Namaha. Doha Shri Guru Charan Saroj Raja Nij Mana Mukur Sudhar Varano Raghuvar Vimal Yasha Jodayaka Palachar Buddhihin Tanu Janike Sumiro Pavan Kumar Bala Buddhi Vidya Devu Mohi Harahu Ganesh Vikas Syamar Ramachandra Ki Jai Pavan Sutta Hanuman Ki Jai Shri Ambe Ambe Mata Ki Jai. Chaupai Jai Hanuman Jnana Guna Sagar Jai Kapish Tribhuloka Ujagar Ramaduta Tulita Baladhava Anjani Putra Pavan Sutta Rama Mahavira Veram Bajrangi Kumat Nivar Sumati Ke Sangi Kanchana Varana Viraj Suvesha Kanana Kundala Kunchita Kesha Hatha Vajra aur Dhwaja Viraje Kandhe Moj Janeyo Saje Shankar Suban Kesari Nandana Tej Pratap Mahajagavandana Vidyavan Guni Ati Chatura Ram Kaj Karibe Ko Atura Prabhu Charitra Sunibe Ko Rasiya Ram Lakhan Chintamana Basiya Sukshma Roop Dhari Siya Dikhawa Vikat Roop Dhari Lanka Jarawa Nima Roop Dhari Asura Sanhare Ramachandra Ke Kaj Saware Laye Sanjeevan Lakhan Jiyaye Shri Raghuveer Harsh Ur Laye Raghupati Dini Bahut Baraye Tum Priya Bharat Sam Bhai Sahas Badan Tumharo Yash Gaave Asal Kahi Shripati Kant Lagave Sanakadik Brahmadi Munisha Narad Sharad Sahita Ahisha Yam Kuber Dikpal Chahate Kavi Kovid Kahi Sakhe Kahate Tum Upakar Sugriv Hi Kiha Ram Milaye Rajpad Dina Tumharo Mantra Vibhishan Mana Lankeshwar Bhai Sab Jag Jana Yug Sahasra Yojan Parabhano Lilotani Madhur Phal Jana राम जय अचरज नारी दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हारे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिना पैसारे सब सुख लहे तुम्हारी शरणा तुम रक्षक का हो को डरना आपने तेज समारो आपे तीनों लोक हाथ के कापे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नाशे रोग हरे सब पीरा जगत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे स्वामित जीवन फल पावे चारों युग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुरी कंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नवनिधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को भावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंतकाल रघुपति पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चेतन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट हरे मीठे सब पीरा जो सुनिरे हनुमत बलवीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करो गुरुदेव की नारी जो शतवार पाठ कर कोई छूटई बंदी महासुख होई जोया परे हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा जय नाथ हृदय महादेवा दोहा पवन तनय संकट हरण मंगल मूर्ति राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय सुरभूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय श्री अम्बे अम्बे मात की जय।
Om Namo Narayanaya, dear sisters and brothers. Let us meditate on the radiant form of our Ishta Devata or chosen ideal seated in our hearts. Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, "He who works for me, who has me for the supreme goal, who is devoted to me and is free from attachment, who bears no hatred towards any creature, he comes to me, O Arjuna." Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
ॐ सर्वेषां सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ॐ तत्सत्
जय श्री गुरु महाराज की
जय।
महामाई की
जय।
स्वामी जी महाराज की
जय।
गंगा मात की
जय।
महावीर स्वामी जी की
जय।
सर्व ऋषि मुनीन की
जय। पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव की जय। ॐ नमो नारायणाय।
जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयोः श्रित्वा pranamami muhurmuhu. Taking shelter at the feet of Sri Sarada Devi, the Universal Mother, and Sri Ramakrishna, the Teacher of the world, I salute them again and again. Dear sisters, brothers, and loving children, Om Namo Narayanaya. We welcome you to this morning's Hinduism class. Over the next few weeks, we will learn about the life and teachings of Sri Sarada Devi, the divine consort of Sri Ramakrishna. She is also fondly known as the Holy Mother and is worshipped throughout the world as an incarnation of the Divine Mother. Sri Sarada Devi's life was a wonderful mixture of the human and the divine. Apart from her spiritual power, the mere human aspects of her life were enough to make her an exemplary character in the eyes of the world. She was the perfection of Indian womanhood. Her actions showed the highest dignity and greatest generosity. Even in her ordinary dealings, she was head and shoulders above all others in refinement and broadness of outlook. Her life was always a model for others to follow, and it was difficult to find the least trace of imperfection in her actions and behavior. But the most dominant trait in her character Overshadowing every other feature was her motherly love for all. Everybody found in her a mother. Only her love was stronger than that of one's own mother. Unlike Sri Ramakrishna and Swami Vivekananda, Holy Mother performed typical householder duties for a large part of her life, such as taking care of her siblings, doing the household chores, and cooking for Sri Ramakrishna's numerous devotees. This is a lifestyle which many of us can relate to, as many of us lead such busy lives with all the studies, work, and household duties. This makes Mother's life the perfect example of how we can be immersed in God while navigating the challenges of a householder's life. The Holy Mother faced immense struggles throughout her life, and yet she was able to remain strong, calm, and loving towards all around her. Let us see what we can learn from Holy Mother's life. Sri Sarada Devi was born on 22nd December 1853 in the village of Jairambati. This was about 17 years after the birth of Sri Ramakrishna. Her parents Ramachandra Mukherjee and Shyamasundari Devi were generous and pious people. Before little Sharda was born, both her parents prayed for a child and had beautiful visions of Goddess Lakshmi, indicating that the Divine Mother herself will be born in their home. As Sharda grew up, she always helped her mother with the many household chores. She was the eldest child and helped to take care of her 6 younger brothers and sisters. She would also take food to the workers in the fields, cut grass for the cows in neck-deep water, and collect grain from the fields in the paddy season. Everyone in the village had a great love for Sharda. This teaches us to always be helpful to those around us, especially our parents who always work hard to provide for us. As a young girl, Sharda was drawn towards spirituality. She would prefer to play with clay images of the deities Kali and Lakshmi rather than the ordinary dolls. She would worship the deities with great devotion with flowers and sacred leaves. She also loved to practice meditation. One day, while the worship of the goddess Jagadatri was going on, Sharda sat meditating on the Divine Mother with so much absorption that a bystander was struck with awe at the sight. From this, we learn the importance of starting spiritual practices from a young age so that we can build good habits which will help us throughout our life. Later in her life, Holy Mother herself advised, and I quote, "Your prayers and meditations must be accomplished now, in your youth." Unquote. When Sharda was 5 years old, we see the introduction of Sri Ramakrishna into her life. At the time, Sri Ramakrishna was a priest at the Dakshineshwar Kali temple in Kolkata. He was deeply absorbed in God thought and was oblivious to physical needs such as food, sleep, and clothing. Therefore, people considered him to be insane. His relatives thought that marriage would bring his mind down to the normal state of consciousness. Sri Ramakrishna's mother and brother brought him to Kamarpukur, his home village, to find a suitable bride for him. The family's attempts to find a suitable bride were not successful. Then, to everyone's amazement, Sri Ramakrishna himself said, "Go to Jairambati. You will find a suitable bride for me at the home of Ramachandra." Sri Ramakrishna's mother took up this suggestion and soon learnt that this girl named Sharda, beaming with divine effulgence, was not only the pet child of her parents, but also the idol of the whole village. So the marriage was arranged and performed with Sri Ramakrishna's consent. After the marriage, Sarada returned home with her parents and Sri Ramakrishna returned to Dakshineshwar to continue his spiritual practices. Sarada's next significant meeting with Sri Ramakrishna was when she was about 14 years old and had gone to Kamarpukur. Sri Ramakrishna's mind would constantly soar to a transcendental level. However, when Sarada came to Kamarpukur, he took upon the task of training her. He talked to her about spiritual matters, but also taught her how to do ordinary household duties. Sarada experienced such joy and bliss during this period with Sri Ramakrishna, as she would later say, "I felt as if a jar full of divine bliss was permanently installed in my heart." Sarada then returned to Jairambati, but now her constant thought was centered on Sri Ramakrishna and she longed to be with him in Dakshineshwar. We will conclude today's lesson with chapter 5, verse 18 from the Bhagavad Gita. Vidya Vanaya Sampane Brahmane Gavihastini Suni Cheva Svapake Cha Pandita Samadarshina. The meaning is, the wise look with an equal eye on a Brahmana endowed with learning and humility, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and an outcast. From this, we learn that the same self is present in all living beings, whether it be a learned Brahmin or an animal. We should try to see God in everything and love all equally. The Holy Mother was a living example of this lesson, as she showered her motherly love on all regardless of their caste or past actions. She would feed all and clean the place after anyone ate, without any hesitation, even though it did not agree with the social norms of the time. We also see how she was so protective of the cat which used to steal food at the temple complex. May Holy Mother bless us with the ability to see God in all. Hari Om Tat Sat.